What's up guys, my name is Ace, and the Days of Summer update is here for Black Ops 4. And with this, there's actually quite a few really awesome updates that I'm going to be sharing today, but as always, it has to be completely overshadowed by an idiotic thing that Treyarch has done here. So let's go through these patch notes, have a look at the things that they did right, the things that they added and changed. There was a little bit of weapon balancing, specialist balancing, and a bunch of additions. And then towards the end of the video, I'll talk about the thing that they completely screwed up with this update. First up, the map grind from Black Ops 2, which quite a few people enjoyed, myself included. It's back, and the best part is, it's free for everybody. You don't need to have the Black Ops Pass for this. They just added it for free. And this is actually amazing news. This is something we've been asking for, at least a lot of us have been. If you're going to give us throwback maps, give it to the whole community for free. And they did that here. They didn't just make a night version of an existing map. They actually gave us a throwback map that people really enjoyed back in the day. And I'm actually very excited to hop in and play this again. Next up, Capture the Flag is here. This is something that we knew was going to be coming, so no surprises here. But it's nice to see Capture the Flag return. We'll see if it ends up being popular at all. I kind of feel like it will die off fairly quickly. But I'm definitely going to hop on and give it a go and see how it plays in Black Ops 4. After that, finally, the Grav, or the Galil, will be coming to multiplayer in the form of a community challenge. So after 15 million matches are played by the community, the Grav will be unlocked for everybody, at least on PS4. I don't know if they're going to do this per platform, or if once you get 15 million, then the Grav unlocks for PS4, and then 1 week after that, we get it for Xbox and PC. It's not entirely clear, but this is a great way to add a new gun to the game. I see no problem with this whatsoever because it's something the entire community will get, at least within the same platform, at the exact same time, and it is completely free. You don't have to pay anything for it, which is great because the gun's already in the game in Blackout and has been since launch. But I've definitely got to give them props to the way they added the Grav. I think this is great. Next up, let's hop into some of the weapon balancing, and there wasn't a ton of weapon balancing, so I don't think I'll do a really detailed video on a lot of this stuff. But with the MX9, the GKS, the Cordite, and the SOG 9mm, they gave them all one extra magazine when you spawn in. This isn't a massive change by any means, but it will definitely help reduce the reliance on scavenger when you're using these particular SMGs. Next up, an awesome change that we've been asking for at least since the game has launched. The SG-12 operator mod, that strobe light, finally received a nerf on consoles. With this strobe, if you guys weren't aware, as long as the enemy was within that shotgun range and they were pointing that strobe light in your general direction, it would completely disable your aim assist. After this update, it will no longer disable the aim assist for anybody that's using the tactical mask perk. Now personally, I don't think there should be anything in the game whatsoever that just suddenly disables aim assist because it leads to a lot of inconsistencies. But I do consider this to be a fair trade-off. If you run into a lobby with somebody using an SG-12 strobe light, at least now you can just swap to a class with tac mask equipped on it, and you'll have no more problems with your aim assist being disabled. Again, I would prefer it if it were completely removed, but that's kind of unrealistic to expect, so at least they've given us a way to counter this. In addition to that, for all of the weapons aside from LMGs and sniper rifles, they've increased their bullet penetration potential. Now with this, I may actually hop in and do some testing since I did a bullet penetration video, I don't know, about a month ago or so. So maybe I will revisit that for you. If you guys are interested, just let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in seeing a video like that. But just know, for everything aside from LMGs and snipers, you now get better base bullet penetration. And that was it for the weapon balancing, but there was also some specialist balancing. With Spectre's Shadow Blade, they've increased the cooldown time, so this means it's going to take longer to charge. I haven't done the testing on this yet. I will share that when I get a chance in the future, but I'm just trying to get this video out as soon as possible after the update to let you guys know what happened. And with that, I don't think that was really the right change. I personally think a better solution to that would have been to make it so every kill you get with the Shadow Blade will take a chunk of the time of the active duration out of your Shadow Blade, and that would help keep that specialist in check. As it is right now, after this update, unless something changed that wasn't mentioned, you still have a full 45 seconds to run around and get as many kills as you want within that 45 seconds, and therefore they didn't really address the issue of dying potentially 2 to 3 times from the exact same Shadow Blade use. In my opinion, that's a much bigger issue than the overall charge time of it. Another change that was made to the specialist, and this is a really nice one, I'm really happy to see this, they've reduced the health on the canine unit. Again, I'm definitely open to do some tests on this to see just how much that was reduced. I believe I did some testing a long time ago to find out the health of the dog. So I am open to testing that again, but just hearing this is really good news because it is so frustrating to die to a dog, especially after you've like unloaded a whole mag into it and it still just survives and runs through that and kills you. Now, one last good thing I wanted to talk about that was mentioned in the patch notes for multiplayer is they have confirmed that they will be adding contracts later this month. It's not here with this update, but at least they have now confirmed that we will be seeing contracts, and this is really good news for replayability. This is something that I've wanted for a very long time. It's actually been one of my biggest complaints with this game, is the lack of daily or weekly challenges or contracts, just things that you can actively work towards in-game to keep the game fresh and give you a direct way of earning something like reserves. So again, it's not here yet, but at least we have confirmation it will be coming later in June, which is extremely late in the life cycle, but at least those contracts are eventually coming. So that's it for the good news in multiplayer. There's a little bit more we'll talk about at the end, like I said, but I did really quickly want to cover Blackout as well, and with this we have the summer map update, so they started repairing the hydro dam. A lot of the stuff is getting back to where it was before the dam exploded, and various sections are going to be repaired. Hijacked has also moved over towards Nuketown Island. I believe it's right back where it started at. And they also made a bunch of cosmetic changes for summer, like barbecues and picnic tables, stuff like that. In addition to that, with Blackout, we now have access to Ground War, which is a 50v50, and I haven't had a chance to hop into this yet because I'm recording this video as the update is actually downloading. But I'm really excited to hop into this. I'm interested to see how well the game performs when you have massive battles like this. When you have a bunch of people fighting, potentially in a very confined area. I'm wondering if the performance will keep up and we'll still have a decent frame rate. If it turns out to be okay, I think this could be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to hopping in and giving it a try tonight on stream. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't followed me on stream, I will probably be streaming right now as you're watching this video, assuming you're catching it shortly after it goes live. I will, as always, leave a link to my Twitch down below. The last thing I wanted to mention that they did to Blackout is they added an attack helicopter. So with this one, it's the normal chopper, but it has mounted guns in it so the passengers can actually shoot down on enemies. With this, I hope they've done something to balance it, like maybe reduce the overall health of the chopper so it's easier to shoot down. Or at least something like that, because this does concern me a little bit when it comes to balance. It seems like it might be a little bit too powerful, and I think it would make a lot more sense if it were in like a limited time mode, but according to the patch notes at least, this is in the regular Blackout modes. Of course, time will tell on this one. We'll have to wait and see how they balance it. Maybe it's not so bad and my concerns are unwarranted, but at least just seeing it on paper, it does seem a little bit scary. And with that, that's going to cover it for all of the positive stuff I wanted to talk about today. And like I said, they've made some amazing changes with this update. I'm actually extremely happy up until this point with this update. This is one of the best updates we've seen since launch. But like I said at the beginning of the video, as always, they had to go and overshadow all of this amazing news with a horrible implementation of new weapons. So with this update, we have 5 new weapons, or 6 if you count the grav, which we already covered. That's coming with a community challenge, so we're not really going to be including that with these other 5. But these other 5 are going to be the S6 Stingray, which is a tactical rifle, the Vendetta, which is a sniper rifle that we all expected to come back in Grand Heist a very long time ago. It's been ready to go, but they've been holding off for this apparently. The Locust, which is a sniper rifle from Black Ops 3. The Peacekeeper from Black Ops 3 as well, and the Ballistic Knife. My first thought when I saw all these new weapons added was, wow, amazing. This is really cool. We're finally getting more than just like 1 or 2 weapons added with an update. Until I found out how you unlock these. So with this event, we get 50 new contraband tiers, and at level 50, we get the Vendetta sniper rifle. So that's one that we have a direct way of earning just through playtime and tier skips and everything like that. And while I don't like the system and I won't be spending money on this system, at least there's a direct way to earn that weapon. As for the other ones, they're in reserves. At tier 25, we will have access to a bribe, and this will give us either one of these new weapons or a Mark II variant of one of the existing weapons in the game. I believe it's also dupe protected, but I can't confirm that at this point. So what this means is when you hit tier 25, you get that bribe, and it will give you a chance to get one of these new weapons. It doesn't guarantee one of these new weapons, and it will only be one weapon, so it's not like you can get all 4 of the other weapons that are missing in this contraband stream. You get one weapon, and there's a good chance it's just going to be a Mark II variant of a gun that was already in the game, and you won't even get one of these new weapons. So it looks like we're back to the Black Ops 3 days where weapons are locked in supply drops. The only way to realistically get them at this point is going to be through the reserve system. And we also have no idea how many other items they've added to dilute the loot pool. So it looks like for many of these weapons, you will likely never have access to them. You will never be able to use them. This completely overshadows all of the positive from this update. This is one of the worst things they could be doing to the community right now. It was looking so good as I was reading through the patch notes. I got so excited that they were finally giving us a solid update, especially for multiplayer, and then they just go and screw us over like this. As of right now, I'm thinking I won't be covering any of those weapons for gun guides. I will cover the Vendetta once I eventually unlock it, because there is a direct method to earn that. But for the other ones, I don't want to support that system. I don't want to encourage people to end up buying supply drops trying to get those guns. And I really hope you guys don't do that, because that just signals to them that this is a good thing and this is what we want as a community. And that's not okay. This is absolutely anti-consumer. I am extremely disappointed with whoever is making this decision. It's really hard to say at this point. Is it Activision or is it Treyarch? When you look at previous Call of Duty games from the other studios, like Sledgehammer as well as Infinity Ward, they actually had pretty solid systems for post-launch weapons that weren't anti-consumer, like Treyarch's system that we saw in Black Ops 3 and we're now seeing in Black Ops 4. So part of me wants to put the blame on Treyarch, but at the same time, it's also very likely that Activision set certain expectations with Treyarch because they tend to sell more, and since they're not meeting those expectations, they are now putting additional pressure on Treyarch to earn more money, so they're trying to milk this game dry before Modern Warfare comes out. That's what it seems like to me, at least. I can definitely see with all of the other things in this update, there are developers over there at Treyarch that really do care about us. They've addressed a lot of our concerns. They've done a lot of the things that we've asked from them that they really didn't need to do, like giving grind to us all for free. And that's great, and I really do appreciate the stuff that they've done there. But like I said, it's just completely overshadowed, and this update's going to go down as a big negative for me, rather than a big positive. And it's so frustrating to see this. This could have been the update that really revived the game, brought a lot of people back, and spread a lot of positivity. But instead, it's just making people angry. But of course, this is where I want to leave it with you guys. What do you guys think about this update? Both the positives as well as the negatives. Do you think the fact that they added those weapons into supply drops completely overshadows all the positive? Or are you generally happy with this update? Just let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Yeah.